Hello again, this is attorney Robert Doble at evicttenantsla.com. I want to talk to landlords a little bit about the 3-day notice and judicial holidays. Obviously, we've had holidays recently and upcoming as well. And what's important about a 3-day notice is during COVID, so this is about 2020, I think August of 2020, there was a new law passed, or amendment rather, to the 3-day notice law that excluded judicial holidays and weekends. That means excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and judicial holidays from the 3-day notice. So if you serve a notice on a Saturday, Sunday, that day doesn't count at all. Neither one of those. Or even if that Monday is your judicial holiday, that doesn't count for the 3 days either. The tenant has to have a full 3 days when the court is open, basically, right? And so why that's important, it has to also be on the notice. It has to be written so the tenant understands the amount of time they have to pay what's on that 3-day notice. That is so important, especially that we have a bunch of holidays coming up. And a lot of landlords don't understand what judicial holidays are. I have them listed on my computer and I can easily look them up as well. And it sometimes it does vary by county. So, for example, Cesar Chavez Day, that's a judicial holiday. Indigenous Peoples Day, that's a judicial holiday. And sometimes there are 2 judicial holidays that are not considered holidays by most people. You know, banks are open, the post office is open, and you don't consider that a holiday. It is so important because of your unlawful detainer complaint. You have to state when the 3 days expires and also on your notice itself. Now, as far as the notice, what you also have to understand is it has to be very accurate. So the amount of rent that is actually due has to be accurate on a residential 3-day notice to pay or quit. It cannot be overstated. So for example, I'll just make up a number, $100. The 3-day notice must just state $100 is what is due. If it says $101, there is actual case law that you will lose that entire case just because of that $1. Also, if you have late fees, let's say a lot of leases say $50 late fee, and you add that, you will lose. There's other types of fees. Maybe the yearly registration of your unit with the LA Housing Department. You add that fee, I think it's like $10 or something like that. That is not rent, doesn't go on the 3-day notice. Okay, you could lose because of that. These are fees you don't want to include. That's why it's important to talk to an attorney. What can you include and not include? Okay, it's so important. You don't want to lose your case. Come to talk to one of the attorneys at our office and visit us at evicttenantsla.com. Now, again, regarding the 3-day notice, what I want to talk about is the amount of just rent for residential tenants in LA County and or the city of LA. Now, you may be in the LA County, but not in an unincorporated area. One of the attorneys here can help you look it up if your unit is in LA County and the LA County ordinances apply to your unit. So a lot of people don't know how to look that up. We can certainly help you and get you official records and show you. Another issue is a lot of landlords, believe it or not, even tenants, don't know if they actually live in the city of LA. There are a lot of neighborhoods in the city of LA. For example, recently, I think I had one in Reseda. And the person told me, oh, I live in Reseda, not in LA. No, actually, there is no city of Reseda. It's actually the city of LA. It's just a neighborhood called Reseda. Why that's important is because the LA City Rent Stabilization Ordinance, or most people just say rent control, applies in Reseda because that's still the city of LA. And why that is important is on your 3-day notice, you will have to state in LA County or in the city of LA the number of bedrooms. And the reason is, so for example, for the city of LA, if you state the improper number of bedrooms, it could mess up your 3-day notice and you could lose just based on that, because there's a minimum threshold for the unpaid rent that is due on the 3-day notice. We can help you look it up. One of the attorneys or paralegals or assistants here can help you look that up. And because If you don't have that minimum amount, so for example, if you have a 3-bedroom unit in the city of LA, rent controlled, it will state the minimum amount that must be stated on the 3-day notice. If less than that is owed, you don't qualify for a 3-day notice yet, unfortunately. We will tell you when you will probably qualify and help you through that, okay? Because you don't want to lose a case simply because you didn't know this law, you didn't look it up, you didn't go see an attorney that helped you look up on your specific case. Okay, that is why it's so important to get an attorney in these cases. Don't try to do it yourself. I would never recommend that. Again, visit us at evicttenantsla.com. Thank you.